Woo! All right. Gosh, I watch that and it raises my vibration so high. I mean, I used to start off all my shows with my bowl, okay? Like calling in all the guides, calling in all the angels. But now I listen to that and it's like, okay, let's go saints. Let's go angels. Let's get our wings up. Let's call in the angel brigade. Let's get that vibration really high. And let's just start with that marching band sound because guys, tonight is the Miracle Makers Club. Tonight is the night before the full moon, what they call the cold moon. And you are live on the Miracle Makers Club with Miracle Maker Joan of Angels, Reverend Joan of Angels. I'm so proud and honored to mention. We are sponsored, by the way, by Spirituality Gone Wild. And I really want to do a big shout out to the whole group at Spirituality Gone Wild. We did a fantastic event on Christmas Day, and we're going to do another event on New Year's Day. No one should be alone for the holidays. And that is what we talk about and what we celebrate, how we can come together. So with that, I'm going to start with the bowl. And then we're going to get into the saints, right? So taking a deep breath with me, everyone coming together collectively. I am so happy to see you here. If you're new, if you're watching on YouTube or later on, know that you are so included in this walk through the portal to 2021. And I've been asking my guides, so what is it we're going to share with everyone on walking through that portal in 2021? And wait till you hear what they're showing me. It's just very, very exciting. So I'm going to share it with you. So, okay, are we ready? All right. Let's all of us, knowing we've had a very unique week, all right, celebrating holidays. Some of you celebrating them alone, and some of them are celebrating with people. I'm not sure which is harder, being together or being apart. I know my daughter's here. It's very, very wonderful that she is here. And she's going to meet friends who came back from Nashville and friends who had been exposed to COVID. And so as she says to me, Mom, things are getting weird out there because it's now impacting people I know. And so I want to really start tonight by saying prayers and calling in, using the bowl to really call in and center in the light, because miracles come from a grounded sense of being. And that grounded sense of being comes from within us. And all right, now I'm just going to take a second and just see all my friends on here. Wonderful. Perfect. All right. Sweet. So all of you are having just an experience, and I just want us to all breathe in together. So Mother, Father, God, we are so grateful for an opportunity to come together. So grateful for a chance to have my miracle makers with me, people who really want to launch miracles in their life, friends who believe that there's possibilities and potential to walk through the portal and to have what we came here to do and be and experience. Because I know that everyone who's on here now, Lisa and Emily and Julia and Scott and Deborah, all right, and myself, Joan, all of you are here knowing that you have a purpose and a mission. And so we ask right now, we ask to be filled, surrounded, and protected with the light. We ask for guidance. We ask for clarity. We ask for wisdom and understanding. We ask for the presence of our guides and our angels, our spiritual team and our loved ones, our departed loved ones. We ask for the wisdom through the ages. We ask to be shown the signs of where we are to go, how we are to be, the signs of navigating through tough times. We ask that miracles be surrounding us, that we have within us the ability to not only shift our own light from our own heart, but to be able to share with others that gift from within us, to enfold, to embrace, to be more than. And so we ask right now, in this very special week, in what I call the in-between time, we ask that within what I call this cocoon of light, that within this cocoon, we see our way clearly. And within this cocoon, right now, feeling inside this cocoon that's braced by the angels, embraced by spirit, embraced by God, embraced by source, almost like the heartbeat of the world. And feeling this cocoon, this heartbeat, simultaneously with your heart beating, giving you that stability, that strength, that courage, that confidence, because you are lining up with the center of Mother Earth. For just a few moments, my friends, let us all place our feet down on the ground. Every one of you, 2 feet. 2 feet going down from your body down just like this, on the center, on the core of the earth, the outside of the earth. And so that we know that wherever you are, we are grounding Mother Earth. Ooh. And we are, as we step into believing in miracles, knowing that miracles are possible for us, trusting in this inner knowingness that we have that says, when we are on purpose this life, when we know who we are, we can be more than, we can follow the guidance from within. And knowing too, that through each of your feet right now, breathing in from the heavens, bringing in this celestial energy, breathing in this light that comes through us, comes through you, and goes through both your feet onto the mantle of the earth. And so, my loved ones, we are sending miracles around the globe through this channeling from source, from spirit, through you, through your body, and down through the earth. Can you feel the immensity of the planet underneath our feet? Wherever you are, my friends, wherever you are. And do me a favor and write where you are from, so I can have in this consciousness of ours an awareness of the globe, of the planet. And baboom, each of us sending down that seeds of miracles in harmony to the rhythm of the earth. That's the rhythm of your heart that promises us this brand new start for beloved ones as we go through this portal into 2021. I promise you there will be a shift and a transformation, a clarity, a new way of being. So use this time wisely, my guides say. Use this time wisely so that you can feel the heartbeat of the earth. That's all there is to it, feeling the heartbeat of the earth. So it's so wonderful to see all my friends. And one of the things about this week is I want to send prayers to any of you who have lost any friends and family. This week, my sister's sister-in-law's mother has passed. My brother-in-law's family have COVID. Different sources, different people who've been affected and impacted. My beautiful friends are all on the line. It makes my heart sing very wildly. Thank you. So right now, let's take a moment to send healing and prayers to everyone on this earth, everyone on this planet, anyone who needs healing in their heart. Oh, yes, and I forgot to mention my dear friend Kelly, Sheena Kelly, who many of you have seen on some of my lives. She took her life 2 weeks ago. So she decided that planet Earth was way too hard for her. And guys, it is for some people. That's why they call this this is called like the dark, cold moon, okay? And it's in Cancer of our heart and home. But it has to do with coming to terms with who we are, feeling safe in our own body, feeling safe in our own homes, feeling safe on planet Earth, and feeling safe despite all the changes outside. More than ever, from Kentucky, from Palm Springs, from around the planet, from Florida, we know, okay, that we can ground the earth by placing our feet simultaneously while I'm doing it. You do it too, so that I know that I can feel the energy coming to me from the other side of the world. All right. And I'm so happy to see you from everywhere. But as we do this, raising up our sense of understanding that these are tough times, okay? And as I said to my daughter tonight, she was moaning and begroaning that things were changing, that maybe she has to get the rapid test COVID tomorrow for COVID. And she has to have another one in the city to go do all these things. But in the end, do her friends really want her in the house? I mean, times are really different. As much as we love our friends and love our family, we have to think twice when we say yes to being around them. And so she's been going through her own kind of dark night, I guess. And I said to her, well, look, sweetie, we have not spent 2 weeks together since you were a young woman, since before you went off to college. I haven't had you for such a long period of time. You haven't even had mothering for years. Maybe this is a time to allow yourself and for us to do mother-daughter for 2 weeks. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? We haven't had that. Maybe both of us need it just as much as the other. And I share with you this because this is a time to adapt, okay? We can't go out. In fact, the research, I was looking for good news today, and the good news was that 74% of Americans are spending the holidays with their family or friends online, okay? Which must be up from the years before where it wasn't 74%, okay? 30% of the population still can't manage the technology, but 74% were online at least once, maybe twice, with family around the world. So not being alone, but not having people in your space is really the theme of this year. All right, now how do we raise our vibrations to get through this portal? So the first thing is really coming to terms with our mission and our purpose, who we are and why we're here, and the best lessons we are learning from our fantastic pandemic, okay? Now, I know in the words of my daughter, it sucks and it's horrific. She said, I'm over it. Well, I'm over it too. But as a pragmatist, we're still living on the planet. So my solution is to go within. And that's what I teach my clients. Okay, what is it? What's your next step? It's like the past that went with the life we used to have is kind of gone. All right. Even if things open up, it's going to be a new beginning for the planet in many ways, a new heartfelt beginning. And so the past is gone along with whatever future that past had. So wherever you were before is not where you are now. You're here in a whole new future. And it's almost as if we took on a new timeline. My guides are saying we did take on a new timeline. Isn't that interesting? And what's a new timeline? Well, there are certain things that can impact the timeline is that energy of where we're going, 1990, 2000, 2020, the election, the this, the that, everything unfolds in a timeline. But certain spiritual events can alter the timeline of a planet, of a people. And I learned about timelines first when I was at the spiritual city of Damanhur in Italy, which is an amazing place. They have the eighth wonder of the world, these incredible temples of humankind, and they are alchemists there. All right. And so that's when I first learned of these concepts. Now, because Falco, who is the founder, said that his mission was to actually alter the timeline to avert war. He came from 500 years in the future, and he was allowed to come back to Earth in this time to alter the timeline, because 500 years in the future, he said, the Earth didn't really exist. So it was a very dreary and frightening future. So he came back here and started to change the timeline. So he said, okay, and we questioned him about that. I can't say for sure, but I can say that COVID, this coronavirus, altered the timeline on our planet very quickly. We're on a new timeline. And hopefully this new timeline is going to take us to increased awareness. Because you see, guys, we've had this opportunity to go inside. And when you go inside and you don't have many people coming to visit you, even your own daughter or kids or any, when you're inside and you're comfortable in your skin. Now, many people are not comfortable in their skin. People who are comfortable in their skin, who know who they are, who have hobbies, who have visions, who have creativity, who have things to do, all right, have this sense of purpose. If you can work with your sense of purpose, this is a very creative and fertile and healing time. You begin to know who you are. You begin to have a certain sense of your strength, your ability, your stability, how you can rely on yourself and how others can rely on you. It is very dramatic, my friends, and I love all of you for this. Okay. So yes. And I want to answer this. When we talk about fear not and staying healthy, it's very, very important no matter what. Every year at this time, there are colds and flus and fevers and coughs and pneumonias and people sick, okay? I know for myself, if I'm with lots of kids, by this January, I have a cold or a flu. It happens. So in a sense, many of us are keeping a lot healthier. And it's really important to remember you can build up your immune system from within by the foods you eat, by the nutrition, but by the thoughts you keep as well of being a very healthy person. And when we put our thoughts out into the universe and we know that nothing can shift our energy, and we're working in a sense of aligning ourselves to know the truth about ourselves, that we are God, we are one with Source. Universe and Source wants us to do this mission that we have, or this purpose, or these miracles. People say to me, well, Joan, I don't know what my purpose is. And I'll tell you what I was told. When I was ordained when I was, oh God, how old was I? I was about 27. And I was told that my mission as a minister was to just be me, to shine my light very bright wherever I was. And then interesting, the light just went out. One must be flexible, guys. Okay. And that was how I was to do my ministry. And kindness is a ministry. Kindness is something we can all practice, because kindness is what the world needs more of now. Compassion. I had the ability to have a manicure today. Okay, now California was shut down, and that's a whole other story. Whether I agree with it or not, I don't, but we're shut down. And so it's illegal for the manicurist to do your manicure, or the hairdresser to do your hair. And so there's a whole undercover where we go in the back door. And I was sitting there going, oh my God, it's like they wanted the owners to feel like criminals for doing something natural. And so I don't know how I got on that tangent, but that's what's going on outside. What's going on inside is an opportunity to get beyond that, an opportunity to get that we're all in there together. When we finished the nails, I over tipped our manicurist. Because why? Because times are tough. All right. Because just having clients is a big deal. Going to the manicurist was a big deal. All right. Like the adventure of my life was now that. But maybe it is. So one of the things about these times is that moment by moment, every moment has more significance. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I have. Every moment has more significance. And I found a quote today. I can't read my handwriting or I would tell you who it was by. Life is a series of thousands of tiny little miracles. Now, ain't that the truth, right? It is. Life is a series of everyday little miracles. So that's what I was talking to my daughter about. The miracle is that you get a week or two with your mom, no one else around. You get all the mothering you need. I get all the daughtering I need, right? And maybe there's a miracle in that. And yes, maybe it doesn't look like what you think it's going to look like. Because, guys, nothing really these days looks like what we think it's going to look like. Nada. Okay. And the veils of illusions are being ripped away. Because why? One of the reasons is that when we stay home, when we go inside and meditate, we know our own energy. So this is a time of knowing your own energy and being happy with it and going, oh my God, it feels good to be me. I feel stable. I feel strong. I feel confident. I feel okay being by myself, and reaching out to people and having relationships, being there for people, but I'm feeling good about where I am going and forgiving myself. So right now we want to let go of anything that keeps us from feeling good, because the key to a miraculous life, I'm teaching guys I'm going to share a link with you now. I've been teaching a class called The Miracle Path. Okay. It's part of the membership site of the Miracle Makers Club. Okay. When I teach this class, it's a 5-day class. It's called the 5-day challenge. What I love about it is that I take you through the different steps to really launching a shift inside, because that's step one. How do we change our energy? So when I want to talk about that for a moment, but we change our energy, number one, by reigniting a sense of excitement about waking up, okay? Having a purpose, especially as you get older, and many of my friends are getting older, my family, having a sense of purpose is the reason we wake up, okay? And if we don't have a job to go to, and we're not surrounded by lots of people or our family or our school or our meeting places, then the joy has to come from within. And I want to thank you all for being here, by the way, and please share this out with your friends. It really excites me to meet all these new people, see you all. Let me know where you're from, by the way, and let me know how you are doing, on a scale of 1 to 10, how you're doing with all of this, all of this energy, all of this, well, I love you, but I'm not going to see you, all of this going inside. Now, I promise you that if you go inside and you start to stir this pot, you're going to reap the rewards, because your intuitive self is going to be so much stronger, because you'll recognize, oh, my house is a sanctuary. And when I come home, I feel peace. I feel at ease. And actually, in my house, I'm surrounded by angels. Okay. So I feel those things when I come home. And sometimes I have to sage myself and clean off the energy, almost like having a vacuum cleaner at my front door. In fact, having a psychic vacuum cleaner is a very good idea, or saging, when you go through your front door, because if you're intuitive or a sensitive person, going out and about in crowds is very bad for you. It actually zaps your energy, feeds on your energy, and drains you. Plus, you're picking up all the energy of everyone out there. And if people out there are feeling out of balance, guess who's going to get that out of balance, right? Because we're sensitive beings, we pick it up. So the key is learning how to hold and manage your own energy, so that when you're out in the world, you're not at effect. of it, if that makes sense, so that you can really stand tall. So in the miracle path, in the 5-day training, and the other reason I'm talking about that is that after that, I'm going to be doing a series of one-on groups, small groups, every 2 weeks or every week. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be every week, actually, for 8 weeks, where it's hands-on. And I love doing groups, and I love doing readings for people and helping each person in the class clear and get to the next level as we start to experience more energy and vitality, start to have more of an understanding of why we're here, our purpose. And here's the thing about purpose. These are unique times. I started off and I said some people are leaving. I've had some dear friends that have left, couldn't handle the energy here on the planet, couldn't manage the challenges of being here. And so during this whole season with the flu, with cold, with corona, there are many people transitioning and going on. And, a lot of people from alcohol and drugs, even those rates are up as a result of this. And that's a clearing for people. Not everyone can handle this energy. So we send them peace and love on their transition. And our job is to continue to understand why we are here, and even why we are the chosen ones. Why, for what purpose, are we really here now? So, and I feel that many of us are here to be able to have wisdoms through these times, to hold our center, to remember that we're strong and wise, and that we have all the tools we need inside to thrive, to manage, to heal, to help inspire others. So back last summer, a few months ago, I was having a bad week. Okay. You would have too. The bugs were attacking my house. I was raided by grasshoppers, and then I was raided by weevils, boll weevils, and all the food. Okay. The boll weevils attacked. And then I had a friend here, that the one who committed suicide actually came for 2 days, and she brought such chaos that I had to send her to stay at the Miracle Springs Resort. Thank God they were able to take her in. All right. And I felt kind of crazy, insane. And I asked my guides for help. I said, I just need some support and help. And I heard this voice. And this voice said to me, because I was starting to spin. All right. And the voice it was like hearing the voice of God. That's why I'm having trouble saying it. But it was like the voice said to me, look, there's only one Joan of Angels on the planet. I may have talked about this a little bit. Said, there's only one Joan of Angels on the planet. There's a Joan of Arc. There's the mother Joan of Angels, or the mother Joan of Arc, but there's only one Joan of Angels. And if you can kind of believe it, it's like you were given this as a gift from Spirit. Not to have it for ego, to go in the room and shake someone's hand or elbow them now or blow kisses and say, oh, I'm Joan of Angels, look at me. Because believe me, it wasn't so easy. They said, no, you're Joan of Angels because you carry that frequency that can help heal people's hearts. And it's time for you to start to heal people's hearts. It's time for you to remember that you're one of a kind, and you are here for that reason. And each of you are here for that same reason. You are a one of a kind. And whatever you have that's within you, that's shared with others, that's that very special gift you have, you are a one of a kind. And so I was told, what you don't use, you will lose. Like, what do you think? You're the only Joan of Angels, that, you don't think we can find another one who could do the job better than you? All right. Now, they weren't threatening me. They were showing me a picture. And the picture is this, guys. Yes, these are difficult times. I'm the first to tell you, it hasn't been easy. I'm telling you about my summer. That was pretty, honestly, I was fit to be tied. Every day was a new thing. You know, it was like, oh my God, I think I had to have Dr. Sharon come and clear all the energy in the house so that I could shift out of that, because there was so much going on. But each of us has so much going on. And the bottom line is what is it teaching you? What is that lesson that you are learning? And why are you needing to learn it? All right. So I needed to learn how to clear my energy really strongly and get all the stuffing out of my head that was like somehow feeling like a victim and things were getting difficult. And remember, we are higher dimensional beings living on a 3D planet. We can be in charge of our thoughts and our thinking. We can manage our thoughts to attract what we want, to attract miracles, to help to heal our hearts or heal your hearts, or to create the change we want to see. You know, in the law of miracles and the law of attraction, we expect good things to happen. So one day this ring fell off my finger, and it's a little amethyst. My Aunt Pearl gave it to me. And I was starting to have that sinking feeling, oh my God, I've lost my aunt, right? And then I remembered, you affirm that the ring is on your finger with confidence and belief. Not like, oh, please help me. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that the miracle happens. It's like you affirm it. So I'm sitting in the car. I'm like almost in tears. It's like, no, this ring is back on my finger. This ring is on my finger. Thank you. I love seeing the ring on my finger. Thank you. And then I said, you know, this is a little crazy, but I'm just going to let it go. The ring's on my finger. So 10 days go by. I kind of had forgotten about it because I had let it go to spirit. It's 7 a.m. The knock on the door. Hey, it's the gardener. He said, I found this. He had it just like this. He said, I found this on the driveway and I figured it was yours. And when we affirm what we want, it is ours. When we claim it to the universe, it is ours. And so when we walk the miracle path, step 1 is to actually know and start to develop a reason for being. All right, a purpose, something that gives us joy, something that makes our heart sing, something that gives you a sense of happiness, and a reason really to open up your eyes. I am very lucky because for all the years, I usually leap out of bed really excited to face the days because I have all sorts of dreams and visions and thoughts and ideas and miracles running through me to share that with all of you. So what is it that you leap out of the bed thinking about? Like what wakes you up in the morning? Is it the idea that you can be of service and deliver food to your neighbors or cook for your neighbors, or that when you walk the dog, you say hi to everyone and you know you lift up their spirit, or you said a nice thing to the person online just because you knew it would bring a smile to their face, or to the cashier at the supermarket. I mean, for one moment, when I go in there, I put myself in the shoes of the supermarket person who has been there faithfully since March, okay? So when the rest of us were told to go home, they were told to work. They couldn't take a day off. And they had their own fear of, am I going to get sick or not? And they still stood there taking my money and thanked me and were kind. And it was the least I could do to turn around and be kind to everyone else, okay? For the stamina that they showed, for the post office woman or man or being, or the people who deliver things to me, or mostly also to the people who are still trying to take care of themselves. This is not an easy time. You could be a miracle maker just by helping someone right next door to you. Honest to goodness. The miracles of the miracle come from in here. Now, I want to tell you a little bit. When I started, okay, we're going to take a little break for a second. We are going to get the vibe up for a moment, and give me a second, and I will be back in about 2 or more minutes. No, here we go. All right. Okay. So I want to talk to you a little bit more about this. So the step one, I said, is knowing who you are, your mission, your passion, your purpose. I do what I call soul awakening sessions or soul activation sessions. And they are sessions. And what that is a one-on-one with me where we look at we take your birthday, so the year, the date, and the month, and we add it up. And all of those numbers mean something. 1 through 10 means something. If you're a 1 or a 10 or a 2 or a 3, it doesn't matter. But they're all clues. And for me, it's like opening up your Akashic records and understanding the big picture. So we look at why you're here, the big picture. You might be here because you communicate or you need freedom this lifetime. So it's not the job you have. The first sense is, what is the energy of what you are here to do? It could be the energy, say, of freedom. So freedom meaning that you're here, and I'm mentioning freedom because 2021 is a year of freedom, but freedom meaning responsibility. Freedom comes from responsibility in handling all the things you've committed to on the planet. So let's say your birth path is freedom. And so you might come here really needing to express yourself and not being tied down, or, some people might take it to the extremes and lose everything and then have no freedom, or get punished and be in prison, no freedom, lose their car, lose this, no freedom. So we have the opposite of things. So freedom would be learning those lessons on how you can have a full and healthy life, feeling the essence of freedom, or you can be restrained this lifetime. And so knowing the essence of that gives us a lot of clues to manage, whether we're here to be of service, but maybe sometimes the opposite is that we give away too much of ourselves. We become the victim. We don't have boundaries. And so some people have a lesson, and some people have a lesson of learning how to set boundaries, learning how to say no, learning when it's enough. And so we all come here with different lessons. Now we've been in a 4-year, 2020 is a master number, 22, 4-year. And what the heck does that mean? That means that it's a year of creating a very solid and stable foundation, home, cocoon, a platform from which to work at, a company to support you, a foundation meaning some kind of structure that supports and acts as a container for all your energy or your dreams or your visions or you, a solid foundation. Well, what's the opposite of a solid foundation? That's losing the foundation. Homelessness, loss, all the structures. Look at all the things that have happened this year. Things that we counted on have been ripped away. People have lost their businesses. If it wasn't for the government, they'd be losing their homes. There's so much happening that's the opposite of the positive side. So, if it was a different kind of year, it might have been one where everyone made more money than they used to. People are building beautiful homes or moving into, upgraded homes and lives and careers they like and structures that are solid. But no, this year we had structures that are not solid. So, and this is a personal thing. Each of us has our own challenges. 8, material and spiritual success. But if we don't feel that way, we could also turn it off. Or if we're here to express and communicate like me, okay, I'm a 33, so all about expression and communication. If I don't have an audience or if I don't have a platform, I get depressed, and I'm self-motivated. But, at times, even a 33 needs to have their energy turned up. Either a 3 is either enthusiastic or they're not. Just like I told you, in the summer, my guides had to wake me up. Hello, Joan. Hello, Joan of Angels. Remember, it's a little, it's a miracle that name came through for me and that I resonated with it. And I want to share an experience about that, okay? And I know I'm covering a lot of little tidbits. The theme of tonight being to really go from all that chaos of the 4-year that did not build that solid. Now, it did not build an outer solid foundation, but it was meant to have you build your inner foundation, if that makes sense. So the outer structure is tearing apart. And remember, we're going into the age of Aquarians, which is harmony and understanding, but the dissolution of the old. So this is important that we let go of these old structures on the outside, build strength inside. And then we're going into a 5-year. So we are in this in-between time. And the 5-year, meaning that the opposite of freedom is restriction. So there is much restriction that could be happening all around us as the other side of freedom. So what to do? We create our freedom inside of us. Okay. We build our structures inside of us. We strengthen who we are inside of us. And I know each and every one of you can do that. And so with the the Soul Awakening sessions, and I think that I have a link to that. Let's see if I do, but the Soul Awakening sessions, let's see what that is. No. Oh yeah, there it is. The Soul Awakening session, that's a part of it. Okay. Then we look at all the challenges and what has been in your way. And the purpose, of course, what you've needed to learn. And I think the most dramatic of that for me was once when I did a reading for this beautiful 24-year-old young woman who was in a wheelchair. And it was actually very, very dramatic because she was paralyzed. She had been in a motorcycle accident with her dad when she was 14. And because of the accident, she was paralyzed and she had not spoken to her father since. And when I'm doing the reading for her, what I saw, and her birth path was all about being independent versus freedom versus, restriction. And I saw the whole karmic thing with her father, how that they had set this up so that, yes, she would lose the use of her legs. She would be paralyzed because those were the lessons that she needed this lifetime to fulfill the karma that she had. And I also have been told that energetically, that those people who have bodies that are crippled, that have dysfunction, that have suffered severe injury, those bodies are the ones that are greatly appreciated by souls that are coming back to the planet. They want those bodies that have hardships for the lessons that they learn. And I explained this to this young woman that her father had been part of a soul agreement with her so that that accident could happen, so that then she could learn to these very deeper lessons, and one being to see the big picture. So when we're so involved in the this life we live, the pain, the suffering, isn't that horribleness of it, then we don't have a chance to express to see the big picture of the beauty of it. And so we did a session where she was able to sit up here and look at how her life is unfolded. And yes, that changed her timeline. She was able to see the role her father played and literally forgive him. Because without that step of forgiveness, she would have been stuck, okay, in the victimness of it. And so the soul, through understanding that each of us has our own destiny. You're not living mine, I'm not living yours. But when we are not aligned, all right, when we're not aligned and when we are out of balance or fearful, or we've lost our sense of, lost our way. And who is this for? People who are depressed, people who are in a life that they feel needs more meaning. If you're not in your happy place, if you're not feeling that you have a reason to wake up every day, the soul awakening session is for you. That's all I can say. It's the reason I'm awake. It's the reason I get out of bed and I still leap over tall buildings in a single bound. I've been teaching this kind of stuff for over 40 years, and I still leap over tall buildings in a single bound. Because why? Because that's the kind of energy I have. Because I get excited, and I want you guys excited. I want you guys to know and understand. So this miracle path is the way to clear your energy. Knowing why you're here, clearing your energy, and what's the next step in the training, raising your vibration. Now, when I started painting angels, and I want to talk about that for a minute, feeling that presence of angels was probably the most wonderful, amazing experience I've ever had. I've had other encounters with angels. When I was in Costa Rica in 2005, I was really lost. I wanted to reach a friend of mine who had passed. And, well, the friend had passed, but I wanted to reach her boyfriend who was still alive, Bill Heath. And I went to bed, and I asked to see Lisa. I said, well, Lisa, how do I find Bill? How do I find Bill? And I went to bed, and I woke up in the morning, and there was an angel in the corner right opposite my bed. And it was like I had my eyes closed. I saw the angel. I kind of opened my eyes. I sort of saw the angel, and then she was gone. But I had the answer. And that day, I got an email from Bill. I had put it out in the universe, and I got an email from Bill. And we were able to be reconnected. But that was one of the first times I saw an angel. I went to the city of Damanhur, the village of Damanhur, the mystical city, the mystery school of Damanhur in Italy in 2005. Also, I went twice. And I think it was the first time I was there. I was in the inner temples, the Temple of Humankind, and I was in the Hall of Mirrors. And I had just gone through the hall that had all of the statues of all of the deities from all over and from all time zones, time, ages, and places. And then I went downstairs to the Hall of Mirrors, and I had spent some time, and suddenly I saw Metatron up to my right, huge, like 100 feet tall, and he did not have wings. And he did not have wings. And it was just a sense of having connected to the divine. And when I came home, I was guided to do a series of meditations, and I talked to Metatron, and one of my friends said, Joan, You can't talk to Metatron. Metatron is only for those very high spiritual beings. And it was like, well, he spoke to me. Okay, I know he spoke to me. And he did. And he showed me this amazingly beautiful guided meditation, which I'm going to release again for all of you. Now, that's, yes. So is it a great feeling? I'm not sure what the question refers to. Is it a great feeling connecting with your angels, Marlene? Yes. So when they said to me, start painting angels, when I connect to my guides, guys, it is a great feeling. There is a knowingness and a truth, and I hear it. I am a clairaudient and a clairsentient. I know because I know because I know. I love having it confirmed. So when I do readings for people and I'll say some random thing to someone, God, I have to go read my notes to remember because I don't remember from the challenge, but I'll say some random thing and they'll go, how did you know that? And I'll go, I didn't. I just was kind of told to say that. I was told to say that. So I listen to that. Very important to always listen. But being guided is very, very, and I hear it on my right side, and it strikes me with a knowingness. Now, when I was told to paint the 33 angels, and I put them up in the wall, every day I would meditate until I would feel the energy come through me, and it would come through me as a whoosh, whoosh. And then I would close my eyes and I would paint. And the canvas could be upside down, sideways, it didn't matter. And oftentimes the painting would look like someone that someone knew, which was quite remarkable, or the energy or the essence of the angel would come through. So after that, and I think some of you might have heard me say this before, but I hung up all the angels in the angel loft. And a whole bunch of things happened at that time. A book fell off the shelf. And the first time it fell off the shelf, it came to that page, your call for angelic assistance has been heard. But the second time, and you know how I've been saying that, you were born for these times. You're here because you were born for these times. And the second time the book fell off the shelf, it said, to be one of the chosen ones, you must choose. And guys, that's the most important thing I can tell you at this moment. Every moment we're choosing either to go on higher ground. Like I said to my daughter today, either we choose to see it's a miracle that we have this time together, because frankly, I'm a mother and having my daughter around brings me such joy, okay? But she needs that as much as I need to be the mom self. She's been in London for a year. Can you imagine flying in and starting a new job and being quarantined and knowing only one person in London on the other side of town, having a new job, but only going to the office once or twice, and talk about a little bit of lonely. And my daughter's really sort of a social being. So I had that feeling that, maybe that little girl in you needs her mommy too, so look at the miracle of it. Look for the good in it all, because if you walk around seeing only the crap, that's all you're going to get back. So in other words, to be one of the chosen ones, well, what in the world does that mean? That means that we have to say yes. Yes to what we want. Yes to clear thinking. Yes to soul awakening, activating, understanding what brings us happiness. We all wake up in the morning. You can wake up in the morning and sit in the dark all day long and feel really sad and sorry for yourself and sick and gloomy, like some people I know. We all have that option, or you could pay attention and go, there's only one of me who can do me. Now think about that. If there's only one of you that can do you, and you're too busy feeling sorry for yourself, who's doing you? Who is then helping to stabilize the planet and putting both feet on the earth and keeping the earth stable? Who's raising the vibrations? Because when they said to be one of the chosen ones, what they also meant was, look, In order to connect with us, and this is going to answer the rest of that question, in order to truly connect with us, you need to create a place of high vibration. You need to be a high vibrational being. You need to radiate at some of the highest of levels. So you need to radiate at a high vibrational level, number one. You need to be in a high vibrational space where the energy is really high. Why? Yes, the angels can come down here, but it sure makes it easier if we can lift our vibration and go through that portal and be there. And it feels better. All right, we can raise our frequency, raise our antenna. So energetically, we can be in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th dimensions. So you too can see and feel them. So I began to understand that my connection to angels had to do with my connection to myself and my ability to connect, to raise my vibrational frequency, which comes from happiness, which comes from creating an energy of magic around you and miracles and believing. So the energy of miracles, the energy of feeling your angels is like feeling your heart sing. And if you have had that experience, you are very lucky. And I have also had that experience of hearing the angelic chorus, the Hallelujah chorus. And I have heard it several times. The first time I heard it was 1980. No, March of 1981. I'm sorry. Sorry. It was March of 1980. Okay. I moved up to San Francisco, December 79. Okay. Got my license. It was March of 1980. And I'm going to a chiropractic relicensing seminar. I didn't need to go, but I was licensed now and I had to go to get renewed. But I didn't really have to yet, but I was told, I don't know, I had to go. I'm walking down. My girlfriend was enamored with the speaker and she said, we have to go onto the stage. And it was a big, huge room at the Holiday Inn. It was huge. It must have held 500, 800 people. So we're running up to the stage because she has to talk to the speaker. And I see a man to my right. He's blonde haired, blue eyes. He looks like a choir boy. And I hear the Hallelujah chorus. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. So I heard the Hallelujah chorus, guys. And that was the first time. And I knew I was going to marry him. And why am I telling you all this? Guys, believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. Believe in what you're doing because you are miracle makers. Now, I'm live every Monday here at 7 p.m. California time. I love and adore you. I want you to join me every Monday. Join my team. If you joined the Untamed Club and you become a member of my 5-day challenge, and then starting in January, you can be in a group with me every week. Do I think that's a good idea? Yes, I do. Not just as an oracle, but those groups are really powerful. I am a powerful trainer. It is one of my gifts. And I'd be remiss if I didn't share it with you. So remember who you are. You are here for a reason. And we will be back live with you next week. And I love you. I'm so grateful you're with me. You have no idea how it really raises my happiness factor. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Have a fantastic miracle. All right, guys. Have a blessed, happy new year. Go within.